Okay, we're now in week two. And in week two, you're going to want to read chapters 3, entitled Understanding Criminal Justice Ethics. Chapter 4, the Meeting the Masters. And then you want to read the first chapter in Jetmore's text, The Path of the Warrior. And in chapters 3 and 4, the focus is on police discretion and the importance of ethics in public service and in professionalism. Chapter 4 focuses on the major schools of thought regarding ethical theory. However, in this course, we're only going to focus on the three major schools, which are virtue ethics, utilitarianism, and duty and reason, which I often refer to as Kantian ethics. However, you should not ignore the rest of the chapter 4. You should be somewhat familiar with the other theories. And also, there are two PowerPoint presentations for you to review. The first one covers chapter 3, and the second one covers the three major schools of thought. And you'll probably want to use that as a reference later on when you're having to do assignments that require you to discuss those three theories. You also have assignments to complete this week. First one is the first ethical dilemma, entitled The Kidnapping. You will find at week 2 two examples of ethical dilemmas, one entitled The Overcrowded Lifeboat and the other one, The Heinz Problem. You should review both of them before you begin to write your response on the first ethical dilemma. And it's very important that when you're submitting assignments, excuse me, make sure you submit it, excuse me, upload it in assignments under the heading for assignment submission. Sometimes I get people that either write it or copy it in the one below entitled Add Comments. And if it's not submitted correctly, then I cannot grade it. You should also review the rubric for submitting ethical dilemmas. You really ought to print it out and look it over. There are 4 critical elements to this. One is to identify and evaluate the relevant facts. And it's very important, and I've hit people on this before on their grade, if they do not maintain an open mind when they any of this stuff when we're trying to consider the correct ethical decision to make. And so I should not have any hint of where you're going until you get to the end and basically make your decision based on your review of what the ethical thought would be in that situation. You also want to identify the correct moral question. You also want to correctly apply all three major ethical theories. And finally, I do ding you on errors in terms of grammar and spelling. Also, you have the first discussion board question that you'll need to be involved in, entitled Police Discretion. Again, you'll want to review the rubric on discussion boards. First of all, you need to answer all the questions. 2, critical thinking. At least 400 words on your initial post. And you should not only cite the required text for this course, but also like to see a little research done on your part to cite other sources that, off the internet or whatever. Timely and active participation is very, very important. You need to make your initial post early, at least within the first 2 days. If it comes up Sunday morning, as all these do, then you want to have your first post by Monday evening. And then and throughout the post, to respond to at least 3 other students' posts. So what I don't want to see is you've come in on the last day, Saturday evening, you've made your initial post, and then you've gone and met your requirement for responding to at least 3 other people's posts. That's not going to cut it. So you need to be participating throughout the week, and I need to see evidence of that by your early initial post and then at least 3 subsequent responses to other students' posts. And then finally, as in with the ethical dilemmas, the writing assignment is writing, grammar, spelling. I also grade for that on your initial post. And finally, there are some additional YouTube videos that you should watch, perhaps even take notes from that discuss. Also gives you additional information about the 3 major schools of ethical thought.